Unforgiveness is killing you. You see, unforgiveness is like taking a nail and put it in the offender's chair, only to later sit on the nail yourself. You see, all that anger and all that resentment that you feel toward the other person is like taking a boomerang and throwing it at them, but it never hit them, only to return back and hit you. See, here's 3 reasons why you gotta accept everything and forgive everyone. Number 1, forgiveness is not for the other person. It's for you, because forgiveness releases you from emotional bondage. Number 2, practicing forgiveness shows a level of humility, and it also shows a willingness to be accountable for your life. And number 3, you got to develop a gangster mindset, a mind bold enough to believe that practicing forgiveness requires mental discipline, but it also puts you in the very best position to be forgiven. See, the way I look at forgiveness is like this. In my life, I look at forgiveness like a basketball player trying to get a rebound. Forgiveness boxes out all of the positive emotions, and it only forces you to look at the negative problem. And the hardest people to forgive in your life are the people closest to you. So this is one of the hardest things I've ever went through in life, because my mother, my main woman in life, just didn't like me from birth. And I'm her baby boy. I'm the youngest of 5. She never liked me. She always took a dislike me. Now listen, I love my mother. God rest her soul. She passed June of 2019. But there was a time in our life, in our relationship, in which we didn't have a relationship. She always targeted me, always left me out, always said things to me to make me feel small, unlike all my other siblings. But when I got older, I felt like I was imploding. When I went to college and I prayed and I said, God, I can't continue like this. So he led me to make a meeting. I set a meeting to visit with my mom, because we didn't have that relationship. So I had to set a meeting to visit with her like a business associate or something. So when we sat and met, I discussed everything that was hurting me and that I didn't resolve in my life that we went through. And I spilled my heart, shared my heart with her. And after it was over, she paused and she denied everything. She denied that my reality of my interactions with her really didn't happen. So I was irate. I ran away from her in her presence because I was too angry. And I was crying like crazy. And I prayed to God. I said, why would you tell me to confront her and leave me devastated like this? And then I heard the voice of God say, forgive her. Forgive her. And then once I could stop thinking about myself, I started praying for the power to forgive my own mother. And this is when magic started happening. It wasn't one single thing that said, you have forgiven her. No, I realized that I was growing and getting to a better place, because no longer were my positive emotions being boxed out by unforgiveness. I started to realize that my mother is bigger than how she was treating me. You know, I started seeing some of the positives, which led me to start empathizing with her. So now, instead of me looking at why did you hurt me, it's like, what did you go through on your own to allow you to hurt your baby boy like this? So now I went into trying to comfort and build her up. And that's when the magic happened. And before my mom passed, even years before that, we had developed the greatest relationship. It was not about what she did or didn't do to me. It was the mere fact that God put us together for a reason. God put us together to maximize both of our lives. Because once I felt that I had forgiven her for what she did to me, then I was at a place that I could fill in the gaps for her, for the very reason that she did me wrong in the first place. So don't let that go. Be bold enough to forgive, and then God will be bold enough to open up your best life to you. Never forget, my friend, you were born to be great.